Ukraine's power grid has suffered mass outages on Saturday after a technical malfunction. Residents are facing energy, heating and water outages. A powerful explosion struck the southern Iranian port city of Bandar Abbas, damaging an 8-story building. Unofficial reports suggest that an Iranian Navy commander may have been the target. Ukraine's power grid has suffered mass outages on Saturday after a technical malfunction tripped key transmission lines. Energy Minister Denis Shmyhal said a 400 kilowatt line between Romania and Moldova failed, along with a 750 kilowatt line linking western and central Ukraine. The Ukrainian-Moldovan border is temporarily closed to vehicles and goods due to what is described as a failure of central databases on the part of Moldovan customs authorities. The Ukrainian Energy Ministry confirmed no cyber attack was involved. Energy provider DTEK reported emergency shutdowns in Kiev and surrounding areas amid freezing temperatures. Residents are facing energy, heating and water outages following the accident. President Volodymyr Zelensky said restoration work is underway to quickly stabilize the grid. A powerful explosion struck the southern Iranian port city of Bandar Abbas on Saturday, damaging an 8-story building and shattering windows across the structure. Unofficial reports suggested that IRGC Navy commander Ali Reza Tangisiri may have been the target, but the Tasnim news agency, linked to the Revolutionary Guard, dismissed the claims as completely false. Some local sources have blamed a gas leak, though witnesses say the building had no gas piping installed. Reports also describe sounds of other explosions in cities including Ahvaz near the Iran-Iraq border. At least 5 people were reported dead and 2 were injured. The cause of the blast remains unclear, but the US Navy vessels continue to approach Iran. At the same time, Iranian media reported that their exercises with Russia and China have been postponed. Videos circulating this afternoon showed a large plume of smoke near Parand, a new city near Tehran, but officials in Tehran province denied reports of military activity in Parand and Robat Karim, saying the smoke there came from burning dry vegetation along the Shaur River.
Dutch Prime Minister-elect Robert Jetten said on Friday that US President Donald Trump's territorial ambitions in Greenland were a wake-up call for Europe. The centrist D66 leader stressed the need for stronger European cooperation to ensure security and prosperity, rather than focusing on the United States. Jetten made the comments after presenting his policy blueprint alongside his minority coalition partners.
We can continue talking and complaining about the US, but what we should do instead is make sure that the European cooperation is strengthened, that we can guarantee security and prosperity for our own citizens. So one of my first things that I will do as soon as I'm in office is talk to my colleagues in Europe to see what role the Dutch can play again in strengthening the European cooperation.
Jetten said he would still seek closer cooperation with Washington on security, Ukraine and the economy. Last week, Trump dropped threatened tariffs on 8 European nations, including the Netherlands, amid his push for control of Greenland.
Venezuela's acting president has announced a proposal for mass amnesty in the country in her latest significant reform since the U.S. toppling of Nicolas Maduro just weeks ago. In a speech at the Venezuelan Supreme Court on Friday, Delcy Rodriguez said she would propose a general amnesty law covering the entire period of political violence from 1999 to the present. Leftist revolutionary Hugo Chavez assumed the presidency in 1999 and was succeeded upon his death in 2013 by Maduro. Formerly Maduro's vice president, Rodriguez has moved quickly in less than 4 weeks in power to overhaul Venezuelan society in ways sought by the US. However, opposition figures in the country have expressed reserved optimism about the changes, wary that Maduro's closest allies remain in power. According to the Nobel Peace Prize laureate and opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, Rodriguez's amnesty proposal came only after she was pushed by Washington.